What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 21. And as you can see today, we are here at the first day of international free agent signing. So let's get into it. See that they're the supposed top guys, but we're of course gonna make sure we listen to our scout and not go by the OSA rating. So here, switch to all players right there and just scroll and take a look at the guys that are available. So first off, see this guy right here, great, fantastic hitting ratings actually. Looks like not much of a defensive outfielder, corner outfield guy looks like. Maybe he can play a bit of first base as well, but probably won't develop him really as that. And then here we have Mario Balboa. Looks like a third base prospect here. Possibly a corner outfield guy. Good outfield ratings beside that pretty poor range. Although definitely thinking that the first prospect there would probably be the best guy for us. David Jimenez, also pretty good outfield prospect. Probably going to be able to sign one of these guys, of course, because they'll probably be asking for the max of $5 million. I actually really like his hitting ratings too. Not quite as good of discipline, but our scout likes both. These are actually they are pretty similar. Actually, this guy does have the better discipline, especially when it comes to the OSA ratings. Better speed, more range. Honestly, the defensive ratings are probably kind of similar. This guy could maybe be a fringe center fielder in a pinch, but I can't really imagine wanting to play him as an everyday center fielder once he develops, unless his ratings get a little better, especially his outfield abilities. I wonder if his range could develop anymore, but it looks like he's probably a corner guy. Got a Willie Almazan, I think. Also pretty good ratings. Speedster is a line drive hitter. I definitely don't like his hitting ratings as much as some of the other guys, but he's also just like an outfielder. I'd expect him to have more range for how fast he is. It doesn't look like he's much in the field, and he definitely doesn't have as good hitting ratings. Let's look at this pitcher. Honestly, not too impressed. There's a stuff rating. Looks like it's not going to be that good. He basically throws the kitchen sink at everyone, as you can see. He's got a million pitches that he throws. But I think we're going to go with one of these top two hitters. Guire or maybe even, I don't know. Do we want to go for that other outfielder? I don't like this guy because he doesn't have much discipline. It looks like we pretty much know what this guy is going to be because his ratings pretty much match, and we have a high scouting accuracy, of course. Honestly, this is really tough. I think it's between these two outfielders, though. Yeah, Jimenez. Okay, so I think we're gonna. Okay, so we only have average accuracy on Jimenez, so he could be worse. There's a good chance he could be worse since we don't have. We don't even have enough money here. Okay, so I think now we're definitely gonna. We are like in the beginning of July, so I think we're probably actually we're gonna trade some of our major league pieces away. I know it's a little early, but be doing this in a kind of realism way. But we definitely just have to get rid of some people, especially since we need the money. So we're just gonna shop Austin Romine here, and we're definitely gonna call up Jake Rogers. I also want to go over some of the moves that we made, and honestly, if we trade Romine here, there probably wouldn't be too many more moves that we'd probably make. So I don't think that there might not be a need for like a trade deadline kind of video, which I was gonna incorporate in this video, but it might be a little long since we have to shop some of our guys who are on expiring contracts. So I was gonna get rid of anyway. But anyway, let's see what kind of offers we're gonna get for Romine here. You see, we did I only have one shop attempt left. I was trying the shop Jordan Zimmerman just to see what was out there, but I don't really think that any trade for him would be realistic at all, and I don't really care honestly what we get here for Romine. I pretty much just want some salary relief mainly, which is of course why we're making this deal. Blake Wood looked interesting to me because he's only making $900K this year. That honestly probably will be what we do, just to get rid of, because I don't think we can even just shop for, we can't shop for prospects because we ran out of all our things today. So yeah, we're gonna just trade for Blake Wood. Try to get them to retain a bunch of his money so we can have as much money as possible. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do that and hope that this frees up enough money for us to go after a guy. Okay, so we still don't have enough. I wonder if we would have enough to go after him. As I know, we're just short even if we're offering the 3.2 that he wants. We can't really shop anyone else, so I think I'm gonna have to go back to Zimmerman and trade him, because there was so I know there was a deal that I want to do, and it was of course the most common guy that gets offered in all of these deals with really expensive veterans that aren't good at all. And I just saw him, Rosny Castillo. Oh, alright, he's already in this apparently. So yeah, we're just gonna basically throw him away. And so yeah, we're gonna be dealing Jordan Zimmerman away, who's of course on a expiring contract, and then we're gonna be picking up Rosny Castillo just for the salary relief, as they for some reason willing to eat a bunch of his money. So hopefully we can afford him now, and I believe we can. So perfect. We're gonna do that real quick, and then we're also gonna probably just release him right away, honestly, because we don't need him anymore, and there's really no sense in having him on a big league team. Yeah, we're just gonna cut him immediately. Do not care. But okay, so I think now we're gonna just real quick go over we're just gonna go over kind of the lineup changes. Well, first let's actually make some moves and then update. We're gonna call Jake Rogers wherever he happens to be at, unless he's hurt right now, because I did not see him. Okay, well, speaking of injuries, we have a Nova who's down for the rest of the year, 4 months. Scabal, who was pitching pretty decently actually, but then he ended up going down for a week or two, which actually is one of the reasons why I wanted to move Zimmerman. I was either gonna trade him or just straight up outright release him so we get him into the bullpen, because as you can see, we brought Matt Manning up, who's actually pitched pretty well in the 3 starts that he's pitched so far in the majors. 3.69 FIP right there, and Casey Mize, who has not been good, and he wasn't really even good in AAA, as you can see. 5.6 ERA, but I believe his FIP was still over 5, I know, so still definitely not a good season from him. So we're gonna need to call up backup catcher. Of course, we'd want to do Jake Rogers, but I just don't see him for some reason. Okay, he's in AA for some reason, and maybe we'll call him Caden Griner instead. I mean, both of them aren't really that special. Griner, whatever. I mean, neither of this really matters. Both of them are pretty. No, I like Rogers' hitter ratings a slightly bit more. He has a little bit of a power rating. So then we also need to call up a pitcher right now, and I don't remember. Oh, here he is, Alex Faedo. yeah, we're gonna give him the call, and then I think he'll probably slot into our starting rotation if we sim a day, or Tyler Alexander. Actually, that's whatever. I don't really care too much about that, but I guess here we'll go over some of the moves that we made since the last time we talked. So I called up Kenneth Vargas after we made the 2 trades where we traded away Scope and Crone for another salary relief for the so we could actually do the draft basically. So yeah, we have Vargas who we called up, who was hitting really well in AAA. As you can see, 596 slugging right there, and he's been honestly pretty decent in the majors, 440. So not too bad right there. Some other guys, Candelario has been playing pretty well still. You see 485 slugging, OPS plus over 100, so above league average there, worth about 1.5 wins. Victor Reyes, same thing, almost worth 2 wins, probably because of his defensive ability there aiding a little bit, but still been pretty decent with the bat. And then as you can see, Nico Goodrum taking over the second base duties pretty much every day. So not really as much of a utility guy as he was. Castro's still at shortstop and him backing him up. But here, as you can see, still the lineup here with Jake Rogers now slotting in every day. Well, him and Haas are going to split time. Wonder if, yeah, they're both kind of splitting some time there. And then on the pitching side of things, I know Matthew Boyd has been good. 3.30 ERA of 4.17 FIP. I thought about briefly maybe trading him because I don't know if his value would possibly be any higher, even though he has 2 more full years of team control. But I think we're actually going to hold on to him, especially if like guys like Manning, Mides, and Scabal can be good starting pitchers for us pretty quick, because we could actually turn around our team a lot faster than I anticipated. Because that's another thing here, because we have Joe Jimenez, who's also been very good. 2.2 FIP, the ERA all the way down at at 0.5, excuse me. But yeah, so he's been really good for us. You can see that low FIP, worth 1.5 wins already in the season as a reliever, which is pretty crazy. And we have a lot of pretty much garbage in our bullpen. You can see here, yeah, Matt Mize' FIP over 8 and his rough first 2 starts that he had there. So yeah, and I think that's all we're going to go over for now. Yeah, and then I'm going to sim. I think I'm going to sim a little closer to the deadline, and then because I think there's still one more move where I want to make, where I'd make a move closer to the deadline, and that would be trading away Cameron Maben. So I'm gonna cut to the end of the month real quick. Review the All-Star game. Actually, hang on, I'm gonna take a quick look at our record here, just update you guys on that. So yeah, we're 36 and 51. We've fallen off the kind of close to 500 play we were playing, but I mean, of course, it was pretty expected that we were gonna fall off of that. The Royals, of course, was still way behind us. I mean, we're definitely 2 of the bottom feeders in the league, along with the Red Sox, which is kind of pretty surprising. So the Dodgers just continue their disgusting run there, 72 and 16. So I'm gonna cut back in the end of the month, where we will trade away the final pieces that we're gonna be trading away this year. So I will check in then. Okay, so back here at the end of July, looking at the trade stream real quick for Cameron Maben, and there's really not anything that I've found that interests me at all. The trades that do interest me didn't really make any sense. One here for the Reds, Christian Colon, a guy who a veteran utility infield guy who isn't really making any money. That kind of interests me, but they don't really have any need for an outfielder, because they do have a set starting 3, and they already do have a set guy who's a good defensive 4th outfielder who comes in and can defensively replace a Winker and Castellanos. So not really a deal there. And then another one, the Nationals. I also was interested in a bunch of veteran infielders they had. And of course, they're both of the teams are contending and don't really need to give up those guys. So I think I'm actually just going to hold on to Cameron Maben. I mean, he's only making $1.5 million this year, and I mean, he's been whatever. I mean, he hasn't been really good at all offensively, and I mean, he's been good at right field this year. Actually, you can see his zone rating is almost at +2. Been pretty efficient. So yeah, I think we're just gonna hang on to him because there's no real reason in letting him go, and there's no really anything. Yeah, because I don't want to obviously get any guys who are making more money than him. So that's gonna do it for that. And just real quick before I go, I just want to highlight some quick things and just mention that we did have an all-star this year. If I can find it, oh yeah, it's gonna be down here a bit. But yeah, so here we go. Yeah, Matt Boyd, bam, first guy right there. Our only all-star representative this year, pretty much as expected. So yeah, his numbers are starting to come up a little bit. ERA coming up, which of course correlates to his FIP, which was around 4 when his ERA was back down in the 330s. So predictable that his ERA would come up to about where his FIP would be. So he had worth 2 and 3, worth 2 and 2.3 wins so far this year, but nevertheless still an all-star, not the all-star starter, but still nice to see his first all-star appearance, I guess, if you care about that thing and that sort of thing. And the last thing I'm going to mention is just that, bam, right here, our international prospect that we went after, he signed. So we officially signed the first international prospect in this franchise, and hopefully he'll be able to do good things for us and develop into a star of the future. And that's all I got for this episode. So next time I'll see you guys. It'll probably be the end of our first season. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next episode.